Right, what I've done, I've drawn a little sketch in here. Job's a good one, I think. Right, I'm just going to start whacking in the sky. So I think I'll do the same as usual. I'll come in around there. I can go a bit below that line, it don't matter, I think most of that's darker anyway. Just whap a bit of this cerulean blue in. Cerulean blue down round there, look. Don't have to whittle too much. That's pretty light, that is. I think I'll darken it a little bit. That's better. There we are. And then just come round there, around here. Just bring it sorted down a bit. I'm going to do that. I don't normally do that in a sky, but I've done it. There we are. And then I'll take my strokes back that way again. That's it. I've gone a bit below that line there. Not to worry. There's a square there. That would be hid by a mount. So we don't need to worry. Right, now then. I'm going to mix up now some of that cerulean blue with a bit of red. I'm going to send it a purple colour. I've also put in a tiny bit of just mud from the bottom of my palette, but if you've got no mud in your palette, use a bit of Payne's Grey or something like that. That'll do it. Slightly bit bluer as I come down here, as I come across there. So I've even varied my colours in my clouds, and then it sort of blends off and goes a bit softer over there. You know what? I think no, it does just come into there. That's it. That's all I need for that. That's that sorted. Oh, right. I'll tell you what. I just need to whack some water in there. Right. Do the same thing. Just wash my brush out. I'm going to just come in with some water. Get a bit of water in here. And go around them rocks. Yeah, just paint around all your rocks. That's it. Paint across there. Everywhere where I'm going to put my paint, I'm going to put my water, and then when I come in with my cerulean blue, it runs straight into that water. Straight into there like that, look. Into there. Job's a good one. What I think I'm going to do down here, I'm going to mix this sand into my water where the water goes shallow. So I'm going to be mixing a bit of sandy colour into this water in this bit here especially. There we are, that's that. Yeah, I think that'll do. There's some green stuff in it. I don't know whether to put that straight in, because I know that's going to be green. Yeah, let's do it. There's some bluey stuff up here where these are my reflections I'm putting in now. There's some bluey stuff up there like that, and then as I come across here it goes more of a green. It's just if I put them in now they'll be softer and it'll look nicer, that's all. So I'll pop this in now. I'll this green in here, quite a dark green down here, and then I'm going to go into some yellow because there's some quite light green bits in, and there's some about there, there's some about there, light green, there's some up here, some here, some around, just sort of guessing really, popping a bit of light green in there, and then back to slightly darker again. And this is just all my equal reflections. I just thought it might be better just popping it in while my paper's a little bit damp, although it's dried a bit anyway. But that's sand. I'll tell you, let's dip a bit of water in and just do a couple more right across. Take it a little bit higher like that. That'll do. Right. Now, right, there's some really bright, virtually just pure yellows in here. There's some about there, big tree there. There's a really yellow one there, about there, like that. What else we got? There's some further back from there, but it's not quite as yellow, a bit more greeny, so do a bit of green there, and that sort of goes there like that. There's a big yellow bush here. Yeah. In fact, I've gone too low down with that because that's beach down there. Let me wash that out now before I forget. I'm just going to wash that bit out there. That's going to be a bit beach down there. So I'll just take that out. That's it. Right, what else? We've got some yellows down here. I'm just going to put all my light colours in first. There we are. Now I'm going to come into some more. Just adding tiny bit more blue into it now. And that's going to take it tiny bit less yellow, a bit more greeny colour. And then back in here and just in and around with these greens now. There we are. I think, yeah, I'll tell you what, let's block a whole lot of this in with this green, because I'm going to just be going from this to darker anyway. Block the whole lot in there. Right across here to about there. That's it. There's a bit of sand in bottom. Right, I'm going to come up to here now. Pop some of this in on this top of this hill. That'll do. That sort of goes bluey as I go down there. Right, so that's that. Now, some darker greens in. So, blue and yellow, looks up a nice dark green. My paint's quite dry, so I have to scrub at me paint a bit to get it to come loose. It just makes my paint last longer. Blue, yellow, bit of Bontumber. Bit of Bontumber just dulls it a little bit, makes it look nice. That's it. Oh, a bit extra blue in there. Let's try that. That's nice. Put a bit more water in, so it's slightly softer effect. Quite far away up here. There's not that much water. Right up here. Leaving some bits and bobs around. Bits of highlights and stuff. These bits in here, look. Around all them. That's some highlights in there, look. Down to about there. So that's some in here. That's it, into there. Some more low lights in there. It's easy to forget where you're doing everything. Like here, when I start putting my low lights into these, it's easy to go and forget where my highlights are if I'm not careful. I just have to try to remember. There we are. Might leave a little bit of white up there. There, that's looking good. You know what, I might come in with my cream and get me beach in. So, if you've got like a raw sienna or something like that, it's perfect. I'm mixing a bit of red and yellow to mix a raw sienna because I ain't got one at the minute. So, but if you've got some of that, that'll be perfect for this. And this is my little bit of beach. What's in here? Even a little bit down there. So that's perfect. So round here, down to rock there. There's some rocks in there, look. Leave the little rocks. You know what? I might as well fill that in, haven't I? Some in there, some in there. Some in there. And then what I'm going to do Get a lot of water on my brush now. I'm going to bring this, just do a glaze over here of some of this beach colour, and this is going to represent where you can see the floor of the beach blending through where the water's shallow, and that's what that is supposed to represent. That'll fade really light, but that's what that's supposed to represent. A tiny bit more in there, that's it. Yep, that'll do. Right, now then, it's like a sort of quite a dark bluey. In fact, let me go for this bluey colour, I think. Oh no, that's going to be do that. Now I'll go for this dark bluey colour. I'm going to go for. It's more or less dark green and black virtually. Let's add more blue. It's something like that. It's just, I'll put some in here in these bits down here, and as it goes up, it gets quite faint. Probably gets a bit bluier as it goes up. Put plenty in down there. Yeah. Especially up to these yellow bits here, look. That's where you want your contrast between your lights and your darks, so that's where it's really going to look good. Against them little bits there. That's it. And then if I dip that in some water, soften it right down. If I dip it on my tea towel, so it's not water everywhere, and then just soften. Oh, it's still too wet. Still too wet. That's it, that's better. And then just blend some of that around. I want it quite wet up here because it's faint. Taking a bit of doing this. Right, now I think I'm going to now go blue. Start fading some blue into this. Right back here. And then, because it's so far back, this bit here gets a little bit where it's not got the spikiness on it, because it goes a bit further back there, so this spikiness starts to just disappear a little bit. Let's see, put a bit more green into that. That's it. A bit of red into that bottom bit because I've lost my cream colour on my beach now, so I'll pop that back in by adding red into it. And that bit there, look, that's my reflection, so that's cool. Now, when that's dry, I think I'm going to put a really faint hill down there. Right, let's have another look. It's looking good now. Let's get a darker colour now. Just for into these bits, these are pretty close, so I can go a bit darker on this. These little bushes, look. Like little bushes. I've stopped worrying about Doofus with his stupid crypto coin. He's my friend again now. We've made friends because he thinks I've told him that I'm going to promote his crypto coin on this channel. So he's my mate again now. He thinks I'm going to promote his crypto coin. But oh my god, you ought to see it. It's ridiculous. Crypto coin, cryptocurrent, whatever he calls it, right? All it is, it's a bit of paper with some crayon on it. What just says 10 quid or something. I can't even remember what it says. I think it just says 10 quid on it or something. And there's no way anyone's going to invest into it, basically. So he can do what he wants now. But I made friends with him just because I wanted someone to doss about with. So I had to make friends with him. No choice. Right, that's that. I think now. Let me just stand back and have a look at that. Yeah, that looks nice. I think now I'll start looking at getting some rocks in. Yeah, so his crypto coins basically just some bit of tat, what is rotar with crayon. So not really bothered. He's never going to make no money out of that. And he's saying if he does, he's not giving me none. But now he's saying if I help promote it on here, it will give me some of his profits, but there's no way he's going to make any money out of it. It's ridiculous. So, not really. I'm not going to promote it on here because I'll make myself look stupid. See how I'm doing these rocks? Look, just a thing, look, just a card. Scrape it in, look, there's a bit of a, scrape some little scratches in and stuff if you want, some little cracks in your rocks, like that, look. This is just Bont Umber, a bit of Payne's Grey, a bit of blue. So I'll put some more blue in that one. Looks quite nice. Got some blue in that one and all there, look. A bit of Payne's Grey on the bottom bit of it. Well, card. That one there. Boom, 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 boom. Some. Oh, that's gone back a bit more greyish there. Scrape them. Nice. Put some more brown in. Brown in there. Just dabbed into a bit of blue there. I'll put a bit of blue there. Don't leave it too long before you scrape, because if that does, they'll find that it's dried on you when you've had it. There's even a bit of green in this one. You can add a bit of green in them because it'll look like bits of moss and stuff. I'll add a bit more green in. Put some there. Bit one. I'll have to come right up there because I've covered me. See up there, so see some greens in there. Well, any bits, if you want to low light any bits, just come back in, low light them. I'll go into about there like that, something like that. Some little rocks in. So they're big in there. And there we are. And then if you want your low lights in there, just get some Bont Umber, a bit of blue, and just come in and low light bits like that. Look, some little low lights in there. That always work good because it make it look close up. If you want some little grasses next to it or out, you can. I'm not because it's a beach, so I'm just going to leave it. Something like that. I think that looks like little rocks. That'll do me. Getting there, aren't we? So I'll put more into that beach. Tell you what, I think I'm going to do. Give the whole lot a dry. Flick that off. There, did it. I didn't want a big mark there or a lump of paint. That's trouble you get with cheap paint. Right, wash my brush. I'm going to put in what shall I? I'm going to put in another tiny faint bit there, 1 miles away. Yeah, go on, I'll try it. See what happens. So I've got a little bit of cerulean blue. And a bit of cerulean blue with a tiny bit of Payne's Grey in it. Just gone over that bit there like that, look. So that's a slight closer bit and that's a further away bit. That's what it's supposed to look like. Hopefully when that's dry, that is what that'll look like. Then, I haven't even washed my brush, come straight into my yellow. Got some red to mix that sort of raw sienna type colour. And then I'll come in here with this. There, just fatten up some of this stuff around here, like that. Then as I go back, I'll just keep adding a dab more water to it so it gets thinner as I go back. That's that. Up in here, I think, let's wash that brush out. I think up in here, I'll just glaze over some more yellow colour, I think. Just glaze it over everything. I think that'll work better. There we are, just over everything there. It's that. Pretty good. Maybe some extra darks in some of this and all. Just some extra darks in places. So I've just gone Payne's grey. I don't want to be messing about. I want it dark and just to stay in. So I've gone for my darkest colour. That's Payne's grey. As I come over there, add a bit of blue into it to cool it down a bit. That'll do. That's good. Right. I'm going to get some Payne's grey, Burnt Umber, a bit of blue, ultramarine blue I've mixed in just for a really dark colour. Chisel my brush. I'm going to do the same here. I'm just going to come in and just add in some little dark bits. Getting fainter as I go more over there because it's farther away. So something like that. And then I think if I wash my brush off, get some yellow and blue, mix a bit of green up, and just soften that in across like that with some greens. That should work pretty good. I think I'm going to go back into dark without washing my brush, and just where that waterline is there, get a bit of dark right up against this light beach. Then I've got my contrast between dark and light. That's all. Always going to work. In fact, here, look on this beach. Get that up to there, look. Oh, I don't know why I'm whispering again. Sometimes I just start whispering for no reason. I don't know. There we are. There. Nah, you know what I think I'm going to do? Just thought of this. Get some cerulean blue again. Just on the end of my brush. Plenty of water on it. Squeeze the excess water out. Just do a little bit of that to represent a few whipples. A few nice whipples. There we are. A few nice whipples in that water. Whipply water. This will fade quite a lot. I think as this comes over here, it probably gets a bit. Oh, that'll do. Something like that. Don't really want them puddles in there, so I'm tempted to get a dab like that. Boom. Boom. I'll take it slightly lighter, what not bother me at all. Because that'll suit me to have that bit slightly lighter. That's it. There, I think that'll do. I'm going to get some more darks. Burnt Umber, ultramarine, I think I'll go. Burnt Umber and ultramarine. Get a nice dark. And just come back in here. Pop in some more dark bits in these rocks, I think. Same again, I'm going fast so I get more of a random thing everywhere. That's just to make that look a bit. Oh yeah, let's pull that closer. And then, tell you what else I'm going to do. I've gone straight into my yellow with that, without washing my brush. Then I've put some red in. That's giving me quite a dark cream colour. And then I'm just going to come in here and just darken some of these bits up in and around here on some of these bits. And then I'll squeeze that out. And just get a watered down version of that. Just pop a few more in. Well, that's quite far away, you see. Right, I think we're about done. Let me stand back and I'll look like I do. That looks right. Right, that does. So, I'll get Where's Peter and Paul? They're flying about somewhere. There we are. In fact, there's a little dot there, a little dot. Oh, I could have done with drying that before I put my hand in it. It'd be right. A little dot there. So I make that little dot into Peter. There's another one there. So I make that little dot into Paul. That's just where I splashed a bit of paint. So the two dots. So it hides it, you see. Peter and Paul. Pop it there. Bye. Die. Birthday day. There we are. Right, so I did promise Doofus I'd promote his crypto bits of paper, basically, with a bit of 10 squid wrote on it in crayon. That's where it is. So if anyone does want to waste their money, then invest in that. I don't even know how you're supposed to invest in it, because I don't think Doofus does either. It's just, he's not going to watch this anyway, so I can say what I want about it. Basically, I won't bother investing in anything. Doofus does. A bit of prat. See that, look? You can do that. And you get a bit of an highlight. You know, in these bits here, look. You can get that, and you can get a little bit of an highlight like that, look. See that? And dab it. And get a little bit of an highlight like that there. If you really wanted to go to town, you could come in next to that. Let me just show you, just so you can see if anyone wants to do this. You can come in next to that, and you can go right up to that highlight with a low light, like that, look. And then you wet your brush, melt that out, and then you get a little bit of a low light like that, look. There you are. There. Sunk down a bit there. Let me just tilt that camera so I can see it properly. Oh, there we are. Not bad, that, does it? Right. That's the beach there. City on beach.